Hello, everybody. I want to welcome you to the uh, Transform You Tribe Inner Circle Training. And this is a 90-day process, at least for now. I'm told it's a 90-day process. We'll see where we go from here. But initially 90 days. And my intention here is to support spiritual leaders, teachers, healers, to get their message out in the marketplace in a way that is equitable for the spiritual leader, teacher, and healer, the enlightened entrepreneur, as well as the market that we serve. So this is you guys all know we're friends here, so this is not going to be any formal thing, except that it is recorded, so you guys can go back and look at it. So let me just kind of back up and bring everybody up to date with how this actually came to be, with what I am doing, and it's a really big task. So in December, I went to San Diego with on an invitation from 22 Social, the company that I have been working with their product for a long time, that broadcasts messages through Facebook and YouTube. And as it turns out, I was invited into their inner circle, and they are coaching and supporting a few leaders who actually want to serve and lead a tribe, to help them get their message out. And they're very, very passionate about helping people who have a message get their message out in a way that is actually cost effective. And their idea is that it should not take forever to bring a message to the market, and then to be able to actually monetize your message. So, sounds like I'm having somebody try taking your headphones off. Mute yourself. It doesn't work. Maybe restart again. Oh, okay. Aaron's leaving a message. Thank you, Aaron. Oh, let me actually stop here for a minute and let you guys know. Aaron, say hello, everyone. Aaron, say hello to everybody. Aaron is actually my executive assistant. She has been helping me. I would not be even as far as I am today had she not stepped up and said, Sabira, I will support you. So I am, first of all, extremely humbled and grateful, Aaron. Thank you for being willing to do that. And she's going to she has already been supporting some of you, and she is going to continue to do that, support the entire class. I'll let her speak about her office hours. But she'll make sure anywhere where you may feel like you're getting stuck with technology and the assignments that I'm going to give you, just know that there is support to make sure that you get what you need and you get set up in the way that feels good and takes you in the direction you want to go. So anyway, so I've been given a challenge, a task to write a book. And I said yes. So this book morphed into many other things, many other doors. When I said yes to that, other doors opened. And it is starting with supporting my tribe. So let me kind of explain that to you. So a tribe is a small group, an inner circle group, and you guys are actually my close friends, and you actually fit my avatar. Hey Sandra, what's up, sis? You guys fit my avatar. You guys are the compilation of my perfect client, the perfect customer that I know that I'm on the planet to serve. You are spiritual leaders, you are teachers, you are healers, you are prolific writers. Many of you already have books that you have written. Many of you have other books that you have inside you waiting to be birthed. And some of you have ideas for books, a book or books. Also, you guys are interested in creating your own products, holding retreats and seminars and travel and all sorts of things. And all of that begins with mindset. It doesn't even begin with creating a product or anything like that. It begins with mindset. So the book that I'm writing is framed around the hero's journey, and I've taken my journey through breast cancer and the nuggets that taught me and what I learned about marketing in a very organic way. With no money, I literally had, sub money, and was able to create a tribe, a small group of people, an inner circle group of people who supported me very, very closely and very, very tightly, which grew into a community, meaning people kind of a little bit further out, but they still supported me and are cheering me on just kind of at an arm's length. And then that community has actually grown now into an audience, people that are overseas who I've never met, that are part of what is now a movement that I'm calling Transform You. So I'm very interested in stories of transformation and people stepping into their divine birthright based on what they feel they are called to the planet to do. I believe that the universe is hiring, which I wrote up here, and the universe hires us for being a value creator. Okay, whether that's creating content, leading classes, all of it is about content, but at the end of the day. So the first part of my book is going to deal with mindset, and I'm going to be asking you guys for feedback. You guys are going to actually see the inside. I do have some authors that are here in the class, so I'm going to ask for your feedback. Am I going in the right direction? Does it make sense? Because you guys are the avatar, the person that I'm actually writing to, it's going to be very important that you be, microscopically truthful with me. You don't have to hold anything back. This book, I'm not actually writing this book, believe it or not, for money. The purpose of this book is not cash. The purpose of this book is to open doors, because what I'm realizing is I am opening portals with everything that I do, and money is just a byproduct of that. Like, I don't have to think about I have to think about it, but I don't have to think about it. If we are consciously and consistently creating content and putting it together in a funnel, which for me, the word that feels right is a portal, where people can come through at their pace, at their rhythm, and interact with our content at a way that feels right for them. Some people will want to act right away and say, hey, I want to purchase this now. I want to work with you now. And, they're going to want different things at different levels. But what I am doing and what I want to share with you all, what I've learned how to do, is at the very least put together a marketing funnel that in a consistent way brings both people, it attracts people. You become a lead magnet. That's what I'm trying to say. So I'm going to show you how to become a lead magnet, and then how to create a lead magnet, something that is tangible. So you become a lead magnet, you vibrate it out, you take that and write and create whatever it is you create, whether it's another book. I have 2 specific assignments that we're going to do together. All of us will be creating a lead magnet. So that could be a little ebook, it's something that is small and it handles an immediate problem for someone in your market. And then we're going to create so it's going to be a free offer that leads to a subscription. And the beautiful thing about a subscription is that it's a low point of entry, $9, $10, something like that. But that you guys are prolific writers anyway, or creating on video, however you choose to create, but that every month you are just serving the tribe, your community, with content that is relevant to them, that they're interested in. And for access to that, they're going to pay you. It's a fair trade. which I talk about here. You guys are going to do a fair exchange. You're going to consistently create and support them with content, and they are going to, in exchange, reward you, gift you with money substance. It looks like somebody else is trying to. Oh, somebody's having technical challenges. Hang on one second. Let me make sure there's nothing I can help with. Nope, we're good. Okay. So that's enough from me. What I'd like to do is have each of you introduce yourself, how it is that you are serving or want to serve your market. If you know anything about who it is that you are here to serve, you could speak to that. If you've written a book or created workshops and retreats in the past, talk about that. Just so we can kind of get to know everybody. And whoever wants to jump out first, feel free.
I'll jump in.
All right.
Okay. I don't know if I'm echoing. Am I echoing? Okay. I'm Erin McAllister with Triple Amazing, and I am supporting Sabira with this venture here. I've worked with her off and on since we met back in like 2002, 3, something like that. So my target audience is mompreneurs, moms who have small businesses or who want to have a business. A lot of them feel stuck in different situations, relationship or job, or just sometimes being a mom, you feel stuck. So that's who my target audience is, who I'm working with. So I'm going to continue working with Sabira, but I'm looking forward to working on my own, lead magnet and my own class, so that I'll be able to share this with those stuck mompreneurs. Thank you. And my office hours, I'll just go ahead and share that. So I'll have office hours, since the class is going to be Tuesday. I'll have my office hours on Thursday from 2:30 to 3:30. So if you have questions or need help with something, that will be the time to jump on. I'll share the Hangout in this same Facebook chat, so you can just jump on and I'll see what I can do to help you. Look forward to getting to know all of you more. Thanks.
Thanks, Erin. Don't be shy, y'all. We getting ready to be family up in here. Sandra, you're open. So you can go next. I know you just jumped in, but that's okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yep. Can you hear me?
Yep. So we're just doing an intro, who you are.
What am I jumping into?
That's okay. I'm telling you. We're just doing an intro, who you are. And you just walked up on stage, girl. You can handle it. So who you are, some of the things you've done in the past. Like Sandra is one of the students in the class who has actually written a book, and she's a speaker and all kinds of things. But Sandra, I want you to talk about who you are and what you've done, and kind of who your avatar is, if you know the client that you would like to serve. Even if you know one thing about who that is, that would be awesome. You don't have to know the whole breakdown, but you know.
Okay. So I am Sandra Chaney, and so hi everybody, and I am a best-selling author of 2 books. I'm also a transformational coach. I just became a fatherless daughter advocate, certified fatherless daughter advocate, which is the biggest thing that I'm doing now. So if I had to say who my tribe is, I would say it would be fatherless daughters, also women who've been victims of domestic violence and sexual assault, because that's my background. And so I do a lot of work around women who have been abused or who've been in relationships that have been less than healthy.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
And who wants to jump out next? Anyone?
I'm going to start calling names.
Okay, I'll go.
Thank you, Torrance.
So my name is Torrance Alvin. I am a software engineer by day, but my true passion is studying indigenous spiritual systems, primarily African spiritual systems. And my like the my tribe that I'm looking to create are people who are interested in reconnecting with their indigenous spiritual systems, whatever that is, if it's from an African perspective or if it's from Native American perspective or whatever perspective that is, just creating a gateway or a door for people to reconnect with that. So that's pretty much what I'm up to. And I've led, not led, but I've coached leadership programs in the past for several years. And I've done not a lot of public speaking, but I've done some public speaking as well.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Torrance.
You're welcome.
My name is Barry McCullough. Can you hear me?
Hear you perfectly.
Okay, I was an English professor for many years. I'm also, well, at this present time, I'm an astrologer. I've been doing astrology for 40 years, really, actually more than that.
Getting some feedback, Barry. Do you have two devices on or anything?
I have my phone and for my hotspot and my earphones.
Okay, no worries.
Astrologer for more than 40 years. My tribe would be those who are curious about astrology, those who are familiar with it, who've had some experience with it, and who want more detailed information from a slightly different perspective. I'm also interested in African spirituality, as you know, Sabira. Have become involved with the Yoruba religion, and I'm a priest of Oshun.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. And you know what? Actually, Barry, do you? And I want us to be able to refer to you in the way that you want to be referred to. Do you want us to call you Baba Ofundi, or do you want us to call you Barry?
Well, to simplify, let's just stick with Barry right now.
It is as simple for us. It's not a problem for us to call you Ofundi.
Okay, Ofundi is fine. Ofundi or Baba, which means father.
Yes.
And one other thing, Sabir, I've also written a book. It's called Discover Your Natural Gifts. It's about the the natural gifts that are hardwired into us as a result of our ancestors creating human civilization.
Okay. Awesome. Sweet. Thank you for sharing that. And who else would like to go? We've got LaTanya and Tanya and Anthony.
Can you hear me?
Perfectly.
Okay, good. Sorry, I just got booted off and came back on. Just to let you know, LaTanya is saying, I can't introduce right now, getting ready for my Periscope, listening only today. That was a message that popped up. So this is Tanya, and it's such a pleasure to be here. Good to meet everybody. I own Mind, Body, and Spirit Works, and I do holistic healing, teaching, and writing. I offer a number of different services, and I work a lot with throat chakra energy, and so I have divinely inspired and assisted healing, teaching, and writing services. I do workshops, hold retreats. I do healing anywhere from women's circles to massage, Reiki, aromatherapy, conscious cooking, and I support others with their retreats and workshops and writing. And I also do my own. I provide content for blogs and websites, as well as I've written a cookbook, and I just recently released a young adult novel, Diary of a Witch's Daughter, which basically is a young adult novel that combines metaphysical and holistic themes. And I would say my particular tribe, definitely mainly women, and I'd say teenage young ladies and women. And I hope to one day own a retreat center. That's my highest vision, where I can do a number of themed retreats and workshops, the themes you see playing out in my books, as well as have others who can have their retreats on site, and also offer some of my holistic products in a gift shop, just a number of different things. So I need some guidance, I need some support, I need some fill in the blank.
Well, you got it. You don't need it now. You have it.
All right.
You have it.
Accept.
Yep. Okay. And we have one masterful teacher remaining. Latanya is the other masterful teacher, but she is not going to be speaking today, so that leaves one other master.
Can you hear me?
Perfectly.
Cool. I've been having some resistance in the form of a headset that doesn't want to work. But we figured that out. My name is Reverend Anthony Farmer. I would like to be referred to as Rev Bear, B-E-A-R. And this is my sidekick, Gracie.
Gracie.
I am the founder, visionary, and senior minister of Visions of the Heart Spiritual Life Center, which is an interfaith, interspiritual community that meets in Tacoma Park, Maryland. We're next month will be our 6-year anniversary. Okay. I walk the path of a shaman and a mystic, a spiritual teacher. I've done shamanic workshops for the last 6, 7, 8 years. Spiritual life coach, graduate of Iyanla Vanzant's Intervisions program, and was on the faculty for 6 years. 6 long years. But I got early parole. I just completed, or just published, or let the world know that I have a book called Conversations with the Elders, which is a compilation of my spiritual journeys to my spiritual elders. So letting people know about that. And my tribe. I have no clue who my tribe is. I don't. They show up whenever they're supposed to show up. I have no control over that. God, the universe, Mother, Father, God, whomever seems to connect us when we need to. Case in point, I had a conversation with the guy who cuts my hair this morning. I walked in and he says, I was hoping you would come in today. I got some questions for you, Reverend. And I'm like, oh, Lord. I was trying to hide.
We had this conversation too many times. You know you can't hide no more.
Yeah, well, let me have that, okay? Just let me have that one.
For a little bit. Okay.
A little bit. As I understand it now, my charge is to guide people to reconnect to their heart, the sanctuary of their inner heart, and to listen for the guidance that will come to them. It's not for me to tell them what that is, but just to guide them to that deep inner heart space and listen to the rhythms and the rhythms of their inner heart, their inner sanctuary. When we
wasn't prepared for that.
when I resisted being on this call a couple of days ago, and thought that my work would be around the book I just written, Conversations with the Elders. But since I finally said yes to, the guard came to me and said, listen, then what's coming forth is a new book about the 12 blessings of the Sacred Heart for enlightenment, and which is leading to a retreat that's scheduled for April. So, like I said, I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just following the guidance, one breath at a time. And happy to meet everybody.
Well, so like I said, you all are prolific, and you are a reflection of me, and I know that to be true. There are parts of all of you in me, and vice versa. And I want to offer that, language is so important. And one of the things that I have come to understand is things like marketing and attraction and other words like that. It really just comes down to resonance, right? So if we take a look at, there's some technical things we can do to take a look at who is naturally resonating with our message. And that's one of the assignments we're gonna do. Hang on, somebody's trying to get in, I think. Okay. Yeah, somebody's having some technical issues. Another student trying to get in. Okay, so let me, I guess, start at the beginning of my portal, which is about the Shiro's journey. One of the first things that we're going to do is write our journey. Every single one of us on this call, and really from my perspective, everybody on the planet is actually on a hero's journey. I'm calling it a Shiro's journey because I'm a she, and he's included in that. So, but on your Shiro's journey, your hero's journey, if we can understand the parts of that journey, the hero's journey is a monolith. Like, it's one story, and you can find this story no matter what culture you go to, back to the beginning of time. Literally, the most ancient people. There were oral traditions. They told stories, and there were patterns in those stories that are repeated all the way up to today, to the Star Wars movie that just came out in December, to Katniss, what is that movie? The chick with the bow? Y'all can tell I'm
Hunger Games. Hunger Games.
Hunger Games. Any good movie, book, it's all based on the story of a hero going on a specific journey, which can be plotted out, can be charted out. So one of the things I did was I took this breast cancer journey and I charted out my process through the hero's journey. And it was so amazing and so revealing. And then I and the other part of the journey speaks to who is on this journey with you. There are certain characters. There's 7 main characters who show up to support the hero. And if you choose, when you choose a particular journey that you want to talk about, because our life is just a successive stories of different journeys that we go on. So what we're going to do is choose one journey that you feel comfortable sharing with as much transparency as you can muster. And you're going to look at, and all this is going to be written down. I'm just kind of giving you guys a 10,000-foot view of where we're going. So we're going to look at, you're going to pick one journey that is really meaningful to you, that you feel like this really molded me into somebody different. This really transformed you. This particular story really was a pivotal point in your life that you know took your life on a different trajectory, and on that way you were met with a sage and all these different characters, which will be given to you in an assignment. And I'm going to ask you to journal and find that story, find those people, and also find a few, maybe 3, 5, 7 nuggets, at the most 7 pieces of wisdom that you picked up. Some people I use the word medicine. I also use the word wisdom. You may, whatever word resonates with you, but what insights did you gain while you went out on this journey? What did you pick up at each stop along the way? What people supported you, carried you, left you, returned to you along the way? And then who were you when you came back full circle, when you came back home? Who are you now because of the journey you went on? And what did you bring back to your tribe? What was the medicine, the elixir? If you watch any of those stories, a hero goes out, does all that, and then they come back with, the pot of gold, the magic, the elixir. They come back with the magic word, with a wand. They come back with something that is going to help the community that they're a part of. Let me take a sip of water. Hang on. Right? So we're going to do that. How is that relevant to your work? It's very relevant. Because what I came to understand is that the work that I'm doing on the planet, the business that I'm creating that is coming through me, is informed by all of these heroes' journeys. And it has actually molded and crafted the direction. It's told me which way to take my offerings, what offerings to give. It resonates at a certain, the story resonates at a certain vibration that is going to connect with certain people's hearts and minds and not others. And so then, like you were saying, Rev Bear, I don't have to really worry about going out to find anybody. They're going to find me, but I have to set the stage for them. I have to set a table for them. I have to know that they are welcome. They have to know that they are welcome, and they come, and because the story resonates with them, because as many of you know, if you've been on my page, I roar, right? So I could literally I could write R-O, and someone's going to finish it up with O-A-R. So, any company you see, they do that. They have a mascot. They have it's all about symbols. It's all about symbols. So we're really speaking to people symbolically through story, through the colors that we choose for our companies, for our offerings, through the words that we choose. All of these things have different levels of vibration, and they're going to bring certain people to you. So that's how it's relevant to, that's how your hero story is relevant to you, and how it helps you relate to the tribe that you are here to serve, the community and the audience. And it also informs you about your tribe. The beautiful thing about Facebook, I happen to really enjoy Facebook, but once you have a personal business page and you have, I think it's 30 people that have liked your page, this thing called Insights opens up, and it tells you what is the avatar of the people. So the research is right there. It'll tell you it's mostly women, it's mostly men, they're this age, they live here. It'll tell you what different interests they like. They read these kinds of books. I mean, Facebook gives you so much information. The more you know about them, the more you can serve. And then, you know, if you have small focus groups like this, you can actually ask them questions about what they need, about what's hurting them, so that you can create that medicine for them and then offer it to them. Does that make sense? Yeah? Okay. You guys don't have to I know everybody's mostly muted. Oh, Tanya, you're not muted. I can hear Chi.
Again?
Uh-huh. It's okay. You're muted now. Okay, so let's see. I just want to make sure so I already said, you know, so the universe is hiring. We don't really, this is another gift that I got from my visitation with cancer, is I realized that I don't have to rely on a person or people per se for money, for money. We're going to spend a little time talking about that. What I came to understand is when I wrote a post and I shared what I was learning as I was walking through all the treatment and all that, and still today as I'm sharing what I'm learning, my presence, your presence is enough. There is nothing else you have to learn, go get, none of that. The fact that you are on the planet and you have been here for 20, 30, 40, 50 and up years, you have accumulated information, insight, medicine inside you, and should you choose to, this is an opportunity for you to actually bring that out in a way where people will be willing to exchange a fair trade with you. It's really about flow. And what we're talking about with this happens to be a money flow, and money is understood by me as my own natural energy yield. So as I am simply being me, and I am sharing who I am, money is going to attract itself to me, and it has to have a person to come through. And I have to have a portal in place. You know, I have to put a pipe down. I have to build a well. I have to have something for it to flow through to me. So I want to really work with us. I'm going to ask you guys for your feedback. This is my experience. Would you guys say it's true? And I'm going to ask you to unmute yourself and just, if we can have a 5-minute conversation about how you feel about consciously creating a system that brings money to you. This is part of my book, so I need to hear honestly, because I've talked to other spiritual leaders, teachers, and people have so many issues with that, and they offer everything for free or a lot of things for free, and which is cool. That's a part of the system too. But I want to have this conversation about money and about value and things. So if you guys can share with me how you feel when it comes to putting an actual price on an offer that you have.
Well, I think that's a great way that you have described being able to monetize maybe some skills and medicine and insights and ideas that we have. This is totally new to me. And it's fascinating because, as you said, we all have a pool of experiences that we can share with people, and in that pool of experiences that we share, there is something that can help someone. And I really love the way you describe money as my own natural energy yield. It's very, very exciting to look at things from this perspective.
Mm-hmm. And so, Baba Ofundi, how have you felt up until you heard that about putting quantifying a price for your offerings? How have you felt about that?
Well, that's for me. That's always the question. I mean, you do research to see what others are charging for, something that you might also be charging, but then you just never know. So, if that piece of this situation can be figured out through the process that we're going through, that in and of itself is just quite valuable, just to be able to figure out exactly how and how much and how you would quantify that situation.
So how have you, when you have done a reading for someone, you've done readings for 40 years, when you've done readings for someone over the 40 years, what was your price point 40 years ago when you first started and had very little experience, and your value was what it was at that time? The value, not your value, but the value of what you brought to a situation, a reading, based on your knowledge at that time. What was your price point?
Well, 40 years ago, I didn't charge anything. I was so excited with what I found in astrology in terms of how it gives people insights, how much insight it gave me into different situations. It was like I found something and I said, wow, I got to share this with people. So I was very aggressive in, family and friends. Let me do your chart, and sharing that information. And at that point, I wasn't really looking for any kind of return. It was just a matter of sharing something that I found that helped me, and giving it to other people.
Okay. And so when you started saying, okay, I need to go and either get a corporate gig, or did it dawn on you I could actually do what I feel excited and passionate about, and offer that let my avocation, let the universe actually take care of me? Did that ever dawn on you?
Sure, absolutely. I mean, I was in education for many years, and it's not the most highly paid profession. So, when you start having children, you have a household, this, that, and the other, bills and all that, you want to find ways to monetize something that you really love. At least in my case, that's what I did. I said, well, one of the things I've learned in my experience is that you really want to try to do something that you love. And so I was doing it for free. I loved it. It was something of value to people, at least from the feedback that they gave me. So I just, with the press of, economic necessity, I decided that I would have to start, charging people for it.
Sure. And so when you went from free to paid, how much were you charging? I'm going somewhere with this. So how much were you, once you began to put a fee on it, what was your fee?
Yeah, for a long time it was like $20 or $30.
$20 or $30. Okay.
Yeah.
And that was 30 years ago. Okay, so 30 years ago was, let's say, $20. Is that about right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so now we're 30 years down the road, and what do you charge, if you don't mind my asking, for a reading today?
Well, I charge $50 now.
Okay, so in 30 years, how much more education did you get?
I guess 30 years more experience.
And you've been alive and breathing and understanding the symbols, and just life has informed you even more, yeah?
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely.
Okay. So I just want you to think about the fact that you have added 30 years to the volume of who you are and what you offer. And I'm not saying this is good, bad, indifferent, no judgment. I'm just saying something to look at, that your price has gone up $25, yet you have amassed 30 years worth of knowledge. I just want you to just let that sink in. And again, I have no judgment on what you or what any of us, charges. What I know is my calling is to support folks in fair trade. Fair trade. And that's, everybody has to decide what fair trade is for them. And there may be times during this process for some people where it's not comfortable, because I'm going to say, okay, if we go to the marketplace and we look what this particular gift somebody will actually do an exchange for in the marketplace easily, then I'm going to ask you to look at why, and I'm using you as a universal term here, as a general term. Why would one choose to undervalue themselves? If the market says, I will pay $90 for a reading, $150 for a reading, and I'm not saying, everybody is not going to do that, but that's why the funnel has free offers, $5 offers, and, there are different gradations, and as you support people, their life improves. And do you kind of see where I'm going?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
Okay. So that's just something for us to consider. And I am very, very comfortable with the energy of my own natural energy yield. I am very comfortable with it, and it comes to me easily and effortlessly, and it was not always that way. But it's not that I love money, the dollars, because that I know is absolutely worthless. But I know that the energy I bring, my life force, is invaluable. And the information that our life force brings, the perspective that you bring, Torrance, is amazing. And people want to spend time with you. And so anyway, does anybody else have anything that they want to share about their experience in terms of getting to that place of being comfortable? Are you uncomfortable around the conversation of fair trade? Now, I just find it interesting how quiet we are.
I have a delay.
Okay.
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead, sis.
No, I'm sorry about the delay. I was listening to Baba, and I was thinking about how I have tended to undervalue myself and my services for so many years. And even when I do charge something that seems to be fair trade, I do it with a cringe. I have to keep breathing my way through charging for my worth. And I still hear from people, it's like, gosh, that's not a lot, or you need to raise your prices. Or
so your avatar is telling you, that's the feedback they're giving you.
Yes.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, so I'm at a place now where I am open to fair trade. I can get into a state, or I have gotten into a state where I have felt like it has not been a fair energetic exchange, and that's important to me. And so I want to make sure that I am not having any feelings of resentment or anything after some sort of exchange. I want to make sure that it's a win-win for everyone, and that I have served them well, and that I've been compensated fairly for it.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that so transparently. I appreciate that. And Torrance, you were going to say something?
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. No, my dilemma is a bit interesting. So I have my own software company, and I don't have a problem charging my clients, whatever the market rate is, and even above that. I have no problem with that at all. But when it comes to like me giving divinations, or me, if I want to put on like a grief ritual or something like that and have people come, I have a difficult time charging because I don't know what the market will bear. I have no clue. But as it relates to, me developing software for companies or whomever it is, there's already like some framework that's been put in place, so I know what the market will bear. And I know I'm clear about what my value is based upon, there's like a history of, rates that are charged for different types of work within my industry. So I'm clear about that. But on the spiritual side, it's not clear to me. So sometimes I'm like, okay, is this too much? Is this too little? Well, and then I'll say, I just had this internal conversation like, oh, people aren't going to pay that, amount for divination, or for me to put on some type of ritual, whatever it is. It's just too much. So that's kind of my dilemma.
Got it. Thank you.
Sometimes I think in addition to what you said, Torrance, that when it's something that's close to our heart, that it's harder, at least for me. I'll give, as an example, I was doing some kind of PR work for a woman who had a mobile spa, and I put on a big event for her, and I had no problem going in and out of businesses and asking for donations and doing this and doing that, and the event was awesome. It was awesome. But when it came time for me to go out and ask people to help with, my little projects, I was like, oh, maybe it's too much, maybe it's too little, I don't know, I don't have enough information, maybe this one doesn't look, so I was second guessing it, because I guess the only way I could think of it was just so close to my heart that the rejection with her that I might experience, it was her thing. So if they rejected my offer, they weren't really rejecting me. Whereas when it's something that's so personal, it felt like they were rejecting me. So it is definitely hard, Sabira, for me to ask for money. It's hard for me to ask for money in general, just because that's been a thing for me for a while. But especially when it's something that is important to me, it seems like it's so much more difficult to ask.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I experience the same thing. And, sometimes, well, most of the time, my attitude is, I just love doing this so much, I'll do it free. Like, I don't even know what to charge. Sometimes I don't even want to charge at all.
Well, what is going to be really beautiful, I'm just going to at least show these 3 books. These books have helped me immensely. Let me switch this over here. These 3 books have helped me immensely as I healed my own consciousness around MONEY. I'll put these in the group. This one was very powerful for me. Okay, even mystics have bills to pay. And Money Magic, this actually supported me in figuring out my archetype around money and figuring out the psychology, what was happening for me around this particular energy. and the exchange of that energy. And that is very, very, very important. If we're going out and, you can go out and, anybody can go out and create offerings that are free or that are not, that don't kind of step people through different areas. I mean, you can go into IKEA and, you can get a $1 fork or a $10 fork. It's whatever you want. And they're not pushing anything on you. But IKEA is a sales funnel. It is a portal you are walking through, and they just let you discover all the things they have to offer, and you choose what you want. So they don't have any heat, no judgment, no angst. Yes, they've done some market research. Yes, they see what different stores can charge for what they have, and that word charge. We have a charge on even, on money. So our words inform so much and color our experience with money. But it is so important that we get very, very clear and about our relationship with this exchange, if it's going to happen, or else there will be walls and resistance, and the money can't get through. And what I learned, this was a huge lesson for me with breast cancer, is that I gave so much of myself away for so long. And Erin has known, because she's been working with me for years. I would stay on the phone and coach and talk and sit down and help people with their budget or whatever it was I was doing at the time. And I wasn't charging, or I was undercharging. And what happened was breast cancer came along, and because I hadn't set up a cash flow portal for myself, when I needed it most, there was nothing. And that was a hard lesson. That is one of the things that has absolutely changed my life. I am worth it. I have paid the price. I have so much of value to give and offer, and I'm not trying to break anybody's bank, but I get that the universe wants to flow more intensely money to me. M-O-N-E-Y, my own natural energy yield, because of the work that I do. The universe is like, there are 1 million people out here, and I'm willing to flow it through them to give it to you. And I had to detach myself from thinking, oh, I'm telling this person that they need to pay me that much. So I learned to set up a system that would do it for me. So I don't even have to have a conversation about money. I don't have to touch it. I don't have to tell them how. I just say, go to my website, go to Facebook, click this link, and everything you want to know is right there. There is no, I will not negotiate on my value. I will not negotiate on my worth. I will not negotiate on what I bring because of what I've gone through. If I'm for you, awesome. And you're going to get the highest and best that I have to offer. But I will not undervalue myself. And I'm going to offer that you don't either anymore. And I'm going to, for those who want to stay in this process, I'm going to show you how to set up what I'm calling a membership model, so that you don't have to even ask for the cash. You can create your content on a consistent basis, and those who want to receive that information, that interaction with you on a consistent basis, will be directed and shown how to click a button that's attached to their PayPal or whatever, and have that money come to you. Just a seamless flow. For some of us, that sounds great, and for some of us, that might not be so great. But I'm here for those who want that type of seamless cash flow experience. And I'm passionate about it because what I know is I can't serve at my highest if I don't have the money to serve. I am here on this plane, and I must function on this plane. And so for me to be able to offer more and more, I need the universe to fill me as I grow. The universe fills me. I'm able to offer more at all kinds of price points, so no one is ever left out, including me, including you. Okay? So that is going to be a very, very important part of this process. So I just want to walk you through the framework. So I told you the hero's journey is kind of, oh, before I go on, does anybody want to say anything? Comments? Either way, I'm open. No? Okay. So kind of the way that I'm setting this book up is, so there is this character, this likable character, she's lovable actually, the Sacred Warrior, and she is sharing her hero's journey, what she's gone through. And this first book is going to be about my experience as an entrepreneur, as a spiritual entrepreneur, going through this particular hero's journey, dealing with my relationship with my own natural energy yield and creating work on the planet that aligns with the truth of who I am. Because one thing I realized since going through this, having the breast cancer visitation, I am no longer employable. I'm emotionally unemployable, which means I must create something out of my own natural energy that will sustain and support me all the days of my life. I know after going through what I went through that I have a purpose, there is a vision, there is a plan, and for me, it does not include clocking, punching someone's clock. That's just for me. And so the overview of the process I went through was, I'm kind of setting it up as taking people through a Marshall kind of belt ranking. So a white belt, I was just an unconscious, and you all too, we're unconscious consumers of content. We get on and we're just like children. It's like, oh my gosh, we found stuff we like, and we just read and read and read, and we watch videos, and we just buy everything. Oh, I'm interested in this, and I'm going to every workshop and retreat, and I'm just paying and paying and paying, and I'm not even thinking about contributing. Okay? At Red Belt, I become conscious. Our market becomes conscious. You become conscious that, I'm consuming content. And I'm consuming a lot of content. I become conscious of how much am I spending on content, whether it's money, resources, whether it's time. How much time do you spend on the internet reading stuff that somebody else has written? I guarantee you, even if you don't click on a link that goes to a merchant account for them, somebody else does. Right? So then at Blue Belt, I become a teacher. I teach, and at that point, that's where I was, where I didn't have, I particularly was not valuing myself. I saw all these other coaches and teachers and stuff out there that were, I just couldn't bring myself to charge. I was so uncomfortable with money conversation. For me, I felt like I gave myself away. Now, also, Spirit was continuing to feed me. I was being led to other information that I really needed. But I was also living a life of quiet desperation because I wasn't lining up with what I knew I came to the planet to do, even if it was an inkling. Because I was feeding somebody else's system. I was sending my money. I wasn't creating anything. So then at Purple Belt, you begin to understand and accept the fact that, like the book says, even mystics have bills to pay, and that harmony requires an organized flow. So you begin to organize systems around you that will take care of those pieces and parts that may be uncomfortable for you around money. The idea then is that you have more time. I have more time to create content, to ask my tribe, what do they need? What hurts? And then I can go and do the research to bring them the medicine. And the universe is happy to support me financially through the system that I've set up. Okay? Then at Brown Belt, you actually, if you choose to, this is where I am creating my own courses. The idea being, I mean, my vision of my life is that I'm free to travel, and I'm not bound to any particular location on the planet. If my spirit says get up and go, I can get up and go. But to do that, I've got to tether myself from people, places, and things. And I need to set up systems that will support me in being free. Whatever that means to you, I know what it means to me. But freedom ain't free. You know, freedom is very expensive. Wisdom is very expensive. Brother Bear told me that a few months ago. Wisdom is very expensive.
I said that.
You did.
Whoa.
You told me wisdom was that I paid it. You said, Sabira, you paid a very high price for the wisdom you have. Wisdom is expensive.
I said that.
I said, yes, you did. I was making my bed and we were talking. I will never forget that conversation.
Damn.
And that's what I said. Damn.
Now, I'm saying damn that will come out of my mouth.
Yeah, it did. So, you know, at Brown Belt, that is where you bring, if it starts off as a book, you take that book and then you can create different courses out of it that people can move through. You know, one-on-one coaching, things of that nature. Black Belt, your consciousness has to expand. You expand, your consciousness expands, the people you're able to support expands. You can do things like retreats and, you know, global movements, taking people across the waters to different places. You can do all of these large things, but we cannot do it. And I will say, not everybody's vision is that, and that is okay. But, and what is necessary is that we expand our consciousness to be able to hold the vibration of money, that energy. We've got to be able to hold that vibration to support more people, if that's what you're called to do, which means you've got to be able to receive that higher vibration of money from the universe. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So this is an internal work. One thing we learned at Intervisions, the first client, my first client is always me. So if I'm having some issues, creating a system that supports me so that my life looks the way I want it to look, so that, you know, Tanya, you were able to build this retreat center, you've got to become larger in consciousness. And yes, your bank account has to become larger. You've got to be able to sit and hold and be okay and have your system allow people to come and go as they want. Allow them to give to you as they want. And keeping in mind, it's not the people giving it to you. It is the universe. If we can keep our mind on that, the universe wants to just flood us. There's no lack at all in the universe. But we've got to set the table and invited in, and be comfortable sitting with whatever vibration we've invited in. Or just say, okay, this is what I'm gonna have, and but you can't, we're to that. Look, if you've come to this class, you're not at a point anymore where you can complain about where you are. For whatever reason God has brought you here, you cannot complain about not living your vision, about not creating the things you want, is because everything that you want to do is possible because you're here with me. And I can stand in full faith and confidence and tell you that. Okay, so let me just check my notes and see where we are. And we are just about done. So let me tell you guys, I told you you're going to be charting your hero's journey. All this is going to come to you in writing. I just want to run it down for you real quick. You're going to do the same thing I'm doing. We're going to figure out who is your avatar. And then you're going to create a small tribe. Excuse me. And then you're going to get information from that tribe you're going to give, and you're going to receive. So that we know what free offer do I need to create. How do they like to receive content? Do they like to receive it written, audio, video, all the above? 5 or 6 people who fit the basics of your, your avatar, and you're going to do what we're doing here. You're going to host a couple of live video conferences with them so that you can create your free offer. And then we're going to create a membership. If you have a book already created, if you have a course that you've already created, it's going to be very simple. Tanya, I was thinking about you today because today is soup day. So, and you already are doing it, Tanya. You just don't. There's a couple of pieces missing.
I'm doling out soup now. That's why I was video meeting.
You have a couple of pieces missing, but and it doesn't have to be based on your soup. But people would actually pay for a membership. What you write up about your soups, the information you gave about the soup you're creating today was amazing. Amazing. What you wrote, a newsletter around food. I'm just talking off the top of my head, but Tanya, you have like so much information. You are such a prolific writer, it's crazy. And subscriptions, and I'll tell you guys now, the price point for a subscription right now is about $10, $9.97. Okay? So 100 people, say 200 people, that's $2,000 a month. I mean, it's not a lot of money, but for most people, a couple grand a month that you don't have to work for. I mean, you have to work. You have to create content every month. But Tanya, you're writing about your food every month anyway. People would pay to get a subscription set up right. It's all about how you set the table for them. So anyway, so we're going to look at something you're already doing, create a subscription service around it, and open a channel that flows uninterrupted to you every single month, where all you have to do is create some content, which you're already doing. I chose you guys because you were prolific content creators already. Okay? So you're going to create a free offer, you're going to create a lead magnet, and down the road, if you choose to stay with me, we'll create digital courses. Okay? If that's something you choose to do, that could lead to books, speaking engagements, retreats, workshops, da-da-da-da-da. So there's lots and lots here. And I have some guest instructors that are going to come on. Let's see. So I have someone's going to come on and teach on Facebook ad marketing. Someone's going to teach on the power of membership subscription services. So exactly how do we put that together? Someone will teach on live streaming to include YouTube, Google Hangouts, Blabs, podcasts, Periscopes. Again, Tanya, monetizing the podcast you've been doing for 5-6 years. Monetize that. I already told you digital course creation. And the big thing, another big thing, is to be on my launch team. So my book is scheduled to launch in spring, and you guys are going to watch me go through my launch and actually be able to support me in that if you choose to. So I already have a link set up. I'll send to you guys. So that is what it looks like overall. And is there anything else? Oh, so what are my expectations? So I told you guys what you can expect from me. Was there any questions about any of that? All that you're going to get in this 90 days? What you're going to walk away with? Is that clear to everybody? Sound good to everybody? Yeah? Okay. All right. And so I was actually called to task by my coach because I said I was going to do this class for free. And I got the same conversation I'm having with you he had with me, and he said, you're going to do what? You're going to give all of that, and you're not going to charge anything. So here's what I'm asking. $5 a month for my subscription model. Okay? That is half of what I'm charging for my main subscription, which is going to be $9.97 a month. So I'm going to send you a link, and so it's going to be $5 a month for my subscription, and a testimonial video, maybe halfway through this process as we're, actually creating your items, how you feel about it. And for those who choose, and I know a subscription model may not be for everyone, but for those who choose to do that, I'm going to ask for a revenue share of 50%. I'm going to actually support you in building that entire subscription model, and it's literally going to cost you zero money to build it. I'm gifting you with, everyone who's on here is being gifted with the application that you need to create it, and that is a $597 a year value. I'm gifting that to you. And so in exchange, we're gonna create the subscription together. I'm gonna show you how to drive traffic to it, how to attract your tribe to you, and you have nothing to lose, because if we don't attract your tribe, then guess what? You've lost no money, because it's not going to cost you anything to advertise unless you choose to do Facebook ads, but you don't have to. You can just create content on a very consistent basis. So for those that works for, I'll send all this out in an email, and all of it will be put in, we'll have different, files in the group, the Facebook group, Transform You Tribe. And if you choose to, if all of that is good for you, awesome. If not, that's awesome too. And we will meet back here same time next week. And next week it will be literally 60 minutes. I had a lot to cover today, and I thank you guys for your extra time. And so I just want to open it up before we leave for any feedback, thoughts.
Well, I'm very excited about what you've laid out. I did miss a few minutes of it. I don't know what happened. I didn't lose signal or whatever. I mean, I had my hotspot on, but I would appreciate being able to go back and look at that specific portion that I wasn't able to see or hear.
Yeah, all these classes are going to be, as soon as I hit, we're not live anymore. I'll put the link will be posted in the Transform You group. Okay. And you'll be able to go and watch it as many times as you want. Yep.
Great.
So thank you for that. And anybody else? I want to hear from everybody before we leave.
Yeah, this is a great session. My question is, are you expecting us to have anything for next week, or?
You know, this is a very organic process. I'm creating it as I go and be very transparent with you. So that is, I meet with my coach on Thursday. I know you will have an assignment. It won't be anything huge, but probably, let's see, today, by tomorrow, I'll have something posted what the assignment is going to be. And I already know what it is. I'm sorry. It's going to be you picking your story that kind of explains your vision of your offering, your business model. What was the journey you went on? For you, it might have been, you know, your trip overseas here recently. How you got to that point, you know what I'm saying? So everybody pick your story and begin charting it, and I'm going to send you the chart that you're going to use to help you plot out your journey and your characters, who they were, etc., etc. So that'll be due in a week. Anybody else? Thank you, Torrance.
I totally missed that because I got kicked out. But I would like to know if everybody can respond in our group, or you can message me directly, but so that I can help Sabira support you better. If you can just let me know, send a link to your fan page if you have one, and Sabira, I guess, somehow let me know if where everybody is on there.
Thank you, Erin, for that. Now, I know Barry has a personally branded fan page. That's going to be an important part of this. Everyone needs to have a fan page, a business page on Facebook that is your name. Like mine says Sensei Sabira. It doesn't have to say, you know, Torrance Alvin. If you want to be, you know, Baba Torrance or Baba, whatever your African name might be, or whatever you want to be known for as we are creating your brand, just go on, create a fan page for that if you want some help. Erin will support you in that, but that's where we're going to put your app on, and that's what we're going to drive traffic to. Okay.
Sabira, can I just ask one question?
Sure.
Yes, absolutely. You did help me to create my fan page, and what I'm wondering is, I'm asking everybody, I guess we're kind of like a family, so to speak, for this process, if they can go and like my fan page. I need 5 more likes to get to 30.
Oh, yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, Baba, if you could, in the Transform You 90 Day, that instant message group, just put your fan page link so that people can click it and then go there and like your page.
I'd appreciate it, everybody. Please, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Erin, I've got to get you to help me do that. I am technologically challenged, but learning and open to learning.
What's the name?
Yeah, all you gotta do is put your name in there, Baba, or actually go to your fan page. I'm gonna tell you how to do this real easily. Go to your fan page.
No, pause. We have it's bit.ly. We gave them a bit.ly link. So bit.ly/Barry D. McCullough, MCCULLOUGH.
It's MCCOLLOUGH.
Fan page.
All together?
All together.
There we go. So just, would you mind just dropping that in the 90-day instant message group thread? There we go. Bam.
Oh, thank you, Erin.
I just love her.
I love her too. I mean,
you guys, y'all support is just
yeah, for real.
All right. So let's go on so we can get out of here in 5 minutes. So Sandra or Rev Bear or Tanya.
What? I'm sorry, I had to run.
Oh, that's okay. I was just asking if anyone had any feedback about what I shared and what we're actually going to do in this class, what the curriculum is going to entail. I just want to hear feedback from everybody.
Well, I'm excited. I haven't prioritized some of my babies, meaning my books and my writing. And this will be an opportunity for me to carve out a dedicated time each week to really focus time, attention, and energy on that particular aspect, as well as the others, because I have this vision, and I'm just, waiting for the reality to catch up with the vision. And I'm excited about doing what needs to be done.
Okay, awesome. Sandra?
Yes, ma'am. I'm excited. I mean, I don't really have a lot to say. I'm just listening and taking it all in right now. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this is going to play out.
Okay, excellent. Thank you. Rev Bear?
I have an appointment when we're done to sit with Spirit to ask, what am I to do?
Okay.
That's where I am.
Okay.
What's my next steps? Because I was thinking, it's like, I have no vision for my life. I'm like, when did I stop doing that? And so a lot of things that you were saying, I'm going, nope, doesn't apply. So I have to sit and listen to Spirit to see what am I to do?
Okay.
What am I to do?
Great. Aaron? Or did you say something? I may have, you probably said something already.
I didn't really say anything.
Okay.
It was great, as always, and look forward to, I've tried to take notes, but if you already have some of your notes written up, there's a lot of information that you shared, so I'm just looking forward to this whole process. It's exciting.
Great. All right, y'all. Well, same, like I said, we will be on next Thursday. Same thing. I will be in the habit of leaving I think this link is actually going to be, it's a permalink. So if you have it, you can just go and click the same one next week, I believe. And I'll make sure from my coach that is in fact the truth. If not, either way, there will always be a link in the 90-day thread, and I will send an email out the morning, Thursday morning before the call as well. And let's just leave it there. We'll do that. Okay. So any questions or anything, always, you can hit me up on Facebook all the time. That's where I am. And most of you have my text. You can call me. I'm available. I'm so honored, and I'm so thankful that you all are here and willing to walk with me through this process. And I'll tell y'all, oh my God, I have no clue what I'm doing in terms of writing this book. So those of you who've done it,
you'll be fine. I know you. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
right.
Well.
And this process is awesome.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
It's awesome.
Thanks. All right, folks. So we will talk next week, family. I love each and every one of you so much, and I appreciate you all.
Thanks, Sabira.
Same here.
Thanks.
Looking forward to working with everybody.
Yes.
Same here. Absolutely.
Bye-bye.
All right. Good day, everyone.